Alright. Let's figure out what the best option for farming here is. I believe that was already like 3 or 4 enemies that we've killed. So that's a pretty free route right there. Only got about 20 shards though. I think our max is like 400. So that'll take a while to fill up on that. The lag definitely is getting in the way. I was just saying, you know, maybe if there's some platforming, we might have an issue with lag, and there's definitely a lot of platforming here. But, you know, could be here for a while, taking some unwanted damage and whatnot, but stick it out and see what we can do. I'll call that 5 enemies. 4 or 5. 25 shards, I mean, I guess it's something. That would mean we have to go through this place like 16 times, which is kind of a lot, to be honest, especially with this lag. Let me see if going over here makes it a little more worth it, maybe. Another one. Pretty sure some bigger enemies are on that platform right there. Oh yeah, okay. You can give me some rosaries at the very least. Maybe I can take you on. I don't like fighting these guys with the ninja warrior guys, the smaller guys that throw the knives at you. I don't like fighting both of them at the same time, but I can handle just one of these guys if I'm careful. Maybe not, actually. Maybe I'm in trouble. I need to heal, but I can't. There we go. You know, I'm still kind of a little disappointed that the healing in this game works differently than in the first game. Maybe there's some kind of unlock that changes how that works, or something like that, or I don't know, but it's really tough to not be able to heal just one mask at a time. You can only heal the 3. But in Hollow Knight, you can, you know, go back into a corner, heal one mask, come back for a little bit, heal another mask, you know, come back for a little bit. I think it just makes this game that much tougher. It seems like we can actually double back through here, which is actually pretty nice. I guess that'll be our route then. We'll go through that first platform in the second room, the big guy, and come back and do it all again. I'm assuming we'll be able to refresh the enemies again if we come out of this screen right here and come back in. Another guy in here? No. Okay, let's go ahead heal at the bench and refill our knives. We will farm a little bit longer. Be good to go. Probably put on that rosary magnet as well, just to save ourselves some grief. Still don't have any extra blue tools. I don't really know what to call these. Seems like the red are like, you know, weapons and offense. Blue, I suppose, is like defense, you know, opposite of offense. And then yellow is support or utility, I guess. So I guess I don't have any more defensive. This is a little interesting. We can see about changing our crest as well. I was just talking about that. Oh, you know what? Maybe we should have one for farming and one for bosses, one for exploring. Take the time and do that now, actually, since we're here. I still don't really know about this one. This is the new one I was talking about. It just changes the gameplay a little too much for me, and it kind of scares me because I don't know how to play well with it. And it only gives us slots for two offensive tools. Oh, you know what? I guess we could, put on like two different knives, do something with that, get like a lot of damage out at once. But I don't know. For this one, let's go ahead and use this one for farming and exploring. We can keep the pins, keep the bell on. We'll do the compass. No. Well, I mean, we can switch this out, but for right now, let's use the pendant and the magnet. And then as we explore, we can, trade one of those out for the compass. For the bosses, we can use the other one, because this one has, I think, more damage. And then it gives us that extra silk every time we heal. We can keep this one about the same. Maybe just don't use the compass at all, because we're not going to be, walking around too much while we're fighting a boss. And we'll figure out what we want to do once we find some more tools, I guess. For now, we'll keep on the hunter crest, though. We'll make some money with this. Okay, cool. Go back. I believe this crest also allows us to attack maybe a little faster. We might be able to get this done just slightly faster than we would be able to otherwise, Just maybe. Oh. Clearly I've forgotten how to parkour with this crest, though. Kind of forgot that was an issue. You know what? I just remembered something. On the topic of music, since I was, talking about that earlier. Another thing I was doing, I think I mentioned this maybe before I went on my break. But I do have a lot of, plugins and sound fonts and stuff like that for writing music. I kind of just find them online for free. I have a website that has a whole list of free plugins. They're maybe not the best things ever, but I mean, they're free. So I kind of just snagged as many as I could so I can sort through them later and figure out which ones I actually want to keep. But of course, as I was downloading them, I didn't decide to organize them until after I downloaded all of them, which was like hundreds of them. So I'm sitting here with this pile of loose plugins and effects and all that random instruments. And I take the time to organize them. So that's all done and dusted now. All that really needs to be done is like specific instruments to make sure they work as I... Oh my... What? You could reach that far? That's insane. Sorry. All that really needs to be done at the moment is going through like every instrument one by one to make sure it works now that the locations have moved. but the actual file locations look much cleaner now. I've, you know, saved a bunch of storage doing that. It's kind of crazy that you can kind of just find all this stuff for free online. Kind of insane. It took me so long to do that too, man. Just sitting there creating new files. Oh, I gotta get all my reverb plugins and put them in here, and then I gotta find out who made each one, because sometimes it's not obvious. Because all the free developers sometimes don't put the information into the files, you know, so you gotta go online, search up, like, I don't know, like a Starlight reverb made by Chaos Audio, you know. So that was the whole thing. And of course, again, anyone involved in music knows the struggle, but maybe not just music, but any other kind of like file-related hobby that has a lot of clerical work and all that stuff involved with it. But if you move a lot of stuff in your computer, especially if it's in your C drive, and you move it from like your program files into your desktop or something like that, like I did, sometimes it can cause issues because when you download those programs, it's meant to be read from like the program files folder. So when you move it and it's like, oh, we can't find where this program is, you got to go back in there and be like, oh, it's moved into here now. And sometimes the important files are missing, so you got to go back to like the website and like repair the file and all that. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing for sure. So again, if you're wondering what I've been doing, a lot of stuff like that. Not even really a whole lot of writing, it's a lot of like setup to get to writing, really. It looks like we're up to 100 shell shards, which means we're about a fourth of the way there. If I'm correct in my 400 maximum. Somehow we're still almost dying from even these small guys. Kind of insane. Okay. Alright. Looks like we're not really going to be getting all that many rosaries, unfortunately. We gotta get through this widow, though. We need to progress the game. I know this is about to open up the game and unlock a whole bunch of new stuff for us. I already know. I can feel it. I don't really know. I don't know any spoilers, but I mean, come on. We're about to get past the Bell Heart, probably lead into the Citadel. There's gotta be some new shops, new items, maybe a new currency or something like that. New quests, all that good stuff. We gotta find a way to upgrade our nail. We gotta turn in all these active quests that we have. Find new crests, all that good stuff. Oh, you know what? I'm probably gonna have to come up with some new voices. I just realized that. I'm gonna have to think about that in the back of my mind. As far as I know, there's probably gonna be some, like, hoity-toity, holier-than-thou bugs that look upon the others' shame or something like that. So I'm gonna have to stew on what kind of voices I wanna use for them, if any. Oh, 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 oh. Don't kill me, don't kill me. This lag is starting to get on my nerves, to be honest with you. Not too sure how I'm gonna fix that. Last thing I can think of is just restarting my computer. Or maybe switching my NVIDIA drivers. I've talked about this before. But with NVIDIA, with the graphics card that I have in my laptop, there's an app called like NVIDIA, like GeForce Now, I think it's called, something like that. And you know, again, anybody with NVIDIA cards knows this, but you can go in there and change the settings of specific games or apps. So if I'm running Silksong, I can say, for this specific game, don't render shadows in this way, or something like that. I think you can get pretty granular. I just never took the time to do that, so I might have to do that sometime. You know, like off stream, to optimize whatever I'm playing for stream. You can also switch the profile entirely, so you know, usually when you have something like what I have, it'll get installed and it'll have it's called a game ready driver. So, you know, newer games, like I'm trying to think of some new games that just came out. Maybe Expedition 33, it's a bigger game, probably a bit higher quality. Borderlands 4, GTA 6 when that comes out. Any new fighting game, pretty sure Tekken, I think, just came out, or some kind of Street Fighter 6, maybe. Mortal Kombat 1 came out like a year or two ago at this point, so fairly new. But yeah, there's like a profile that is equipped to be ready for those newer games when they come out. So you might have to update your drivers every few months or something like that. But there's also a second profile for creating videos or rendering stuff, which is interesting because you wouldn't expect those to have different demands on your graphics card, but apparently it does. I don't know the specifics of it, but you know, if you go into the app, the GeForce Now app, it's like, oh, do you want to use the game driver, or do you want to use the creative driver? It'll tell you like, oh, the game driver obviously is meant for video games. It's meant for maybe multitasking, like I am, like streaming and gaming at the same time, maybe being in a video call or something like that. And then the other one is meant for editing. So people who use Photoshop a lot, people who use Adobe stuff in general a lot. I don't know, like iMovie, DaVinci, like I use. I'm trying to think of other editing software, but they're escaping me at the moment. Yeah, it's just like, oh, we use this for rendering effects, editing stuff quickly, moving files around, that kind of stuff. Which is a little interesting, because you wouldn't expect those to require, again, different things from your graphics card, but I guess they do. And I say all that just to illustrate how I just have, you know, some work to do, I guess. I have some stuff to do off stream to see if I can improve my performance before just straight up getting a new graphics card or capture card or something like that. Because Lord knows, the moment I buy a new one, I'm gonna, you know, drop $2,000 on a new graphics card. It'll be the new hot thing to use for GTA 6 or something like that. And then half a year later, it'll be completely unusable and outdated. Then you gotta pay another $2,000 for the newer graphics card, you know? Like, I am not doing all that. I gotta make use out of whatever I have. I gotta make the best use out of it. Alright, looks like we're getting there. We're about 2/3 of the way there. We're past halfway. What is 2/3 of 400? Or what is 1/3 of 400, I should say. Maybe like 130, right? 133? Because, you know, you'll take 33, multiply that by 3, that's 100. And then the rest of the 300 is made up by that 100. So yeah, 133. 133, 266. Yeah, we're just past 2/3. So we're getting there. If I remember correctly as well, I don't think we have much else to buy from any shops. I think we took a look at that last time. A Forge Daughter generally has useful things. Like, I think she has a new tool that we could use, to be honest. So that might be worth taking a look at, that one tool. That little spike ball tool that she sells. Otherwise, I'm not sure there's a whole lot else we can do at the moment. Oh, actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, we could actually explore some new areas, because we do have that, the wall jump. I was just trying to think of the name of the actual item. Some kind of claw or something. It's not a mantis claw, that was in the first game. Like a moth claw, or something like that. I don't think moths have claws, but you get my point. They're not here. Usually we have our upgrades here. Like we have the cloak right there. Mapping quill. Memory locket. Oh, we should have used that. I didn't realize we had that. Okay, I don't know where our little claw thing is, but we've got it somewhere. Oh, it's here. Oh. Well, that's interesting. That's cool. We've got the swift step, that's our dash, and then the cling grip, that's what it's called. Okay. Cling grip. We could use that for sure, and go explore some new places. There are a lot of places, though, so I don't want to start exploring them, because I know I won't be able to stop myself. I would prefer to get through the Widow first and get to the Citadel, but that's definitely an option if we absolutely cannot get through the Widow. Where are we at? 299, so let's see if we stop at 300. Oh no, we were above 300 anyways. I just can't read. Let's take it to 400. I can't remember if we had some kind of pouch upgrade or something like that. I think that was a thing before, like deep pockets to hold more money. So it could be like 500 or 600, but I don't know. Above 400, then we can just kind of stop and come back later if we really need to. I don't think we'd use more than that, though. More than 400. how many hits do these guys take? Dude, I think they take like 11 or 12. Gotta count it though. That was 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, you knock them off the cliff, it's 9. I want to say it's around 11 to 13 though. 1, 3, 4. 3, 4. Yeah, I'm not sure why all these ants are so tanky. Usually the smaller enemies only take 2 or 3 hits, but you know, an extra 4th hit does make a difference. Almost there, probably only 2 more trips at this point. We managed not to knock everything off the cliffs. Don't go into the spikes. 3, 4, 5. Is that only 5? Really? Did I miscount that? I feel like those guys take a lot more hits than that, but maybe not. It's 370. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 10, 11, 12, 13? 13, okay. A lot. Definitely one of the tankiest enemies so far that we've encountered. Maybe the tankiest. I can't think of any that are quite that tanky. I'd have to look through the bestiary. It's 390. These last couple guys should give us enough. Yep, great. We're all loaded up. So go ahead and head back. Still got plenty of time. Very possible we might spend the entire stream doing this. Not what I expected. I guess that happens sometimes. At least now we do have a good rosary bank. I was worried we might lose it all and keep dying. Guess we got a good little chunk of change. We can take that to Forge Daughter if we have to.